Hello, everybody. Welcome back to some more Nilly's Realm. Here as our witch. I would say wizard, but I like the fact that it's a witch a little bit more. I also like the witch mercy skin. So I don't know, maybe there's a correlation there. Not quite sure, but either way, we are going to be going for a single speed potion and also a bunch of dexterity potions because that's what we need to max our rogue. Our rogue is almost 3-8. I believe it's dex and attack are maxed. Not dex, sorry, defense. Defense and attack are maxed. We need one more speed to max that one. And then we need like 30 dexterity or something. So that'll take a little bit. That'll take a little while. So we'll be hunting for some sprite worlds and doing that kind of stuff. But I did have something kind of lined up I wanted to talk to you guys about today. And it's something kind of personal that's going on with me. It's not like a channel thing, although I do have a lot of stuff going on with the channel right now. I actually put out a channel update video. I haven't done one of those in a while. I put one of those out today, the day that I'm recording it. So yesterday, the day that you guys are seeing it. So definitely go check that one out. It talks a lot about what series I want to do, streaming, Instagram, and some other channel updatey type stuff. So, but what I want to talk to you guys about today, and yes, I do see that lovely, oh, there's the one speed we needed. Perfect. We don't have to worry about that anymore unless we die. Everybody cross your fingers that doesn't happen. Where did our speed potion go? I definitely put that in my inventory. I saw it. But okay. So, yeah, that's the thing that happened, unfortunately. I guess we're still on the lookout for a solitary speed potion. So, come on. I really don't want to die. Thank you. Maybe this is not the best dungeon for us to do as a wizard. Maybe we should do it as a knight or something instead. Nope. Quieted, not bueno. I mean, it's not like we're quieted as a priest or something, but still not fun. Man, this dungeon's kicking my butt. Anyways, back to what I wanted to actually talk about today. So, for those of you who don't really know my life schedule and you know, that kind of stuff, and obviously you guys know that I don't do this full time. I work full time. I have a wife and two children, two little chitlins. Which I like the word chitlin for like children, but it also makes it sound like you're saying shitlin, which is not accurate. But yeah, either way. So I work full-time as a mechanical engineer, and where we work versus where where we live versus where I work, it's about 60 minutes away. I drive about an hour each direction, you know, to and from work every day, which obviously is a lot of fun. You know, it's what I would prefer to be doing with my time, right? We are definitely gonna die. Let's not die. We almost killed it too. 44 health. All right. That was a fun thing that happened. Let's go ahead and head back in. Maybe we'll just do some Godland stuff today. Hopefully we'll get some good stuff and things. So, I mean, we have decent robes. They're not the best. They're not the worst. So I drive an hour each way to work. And for those of you who have never been in Colorado or don't know much about the Colorado infrastructure, we basically have a single large highway that runs north and south. It's I-25. So that's the highway most people use when they drive to or from work. And it's like a 4-lane each direction highway. Sometimes it's 5. Most of the times it's 4 lanes. And ooh, there's an ice. I think that's the speed we need. It is perfect. So most of the time, it's 4 lanes. And when I first started working where I'm working now, which was 3 years ago or so, a little over 3 years ago, it only took me about half an hour to 40 minutes to get to work. For those of you who don't know, people have been flocking to Colorado, about 10,000 of them a month. So quite a significant amount. And it has put a real strain on our infrastructure. I talked about this kind of briefly before, but mostly, it's frustrating. And the reason why is because it's just taking more time to get home, and driving for long periods of time to and from work is very stressful. And it also means that you can't drive the speed limit. You have to stop and go a whole bunch of times, which means that you put more wear and tear on your car. And also, man, we're not doing well. Let's not do one of those. And also, you pay more in gas because you're stop and go all the time. That uses more gas, so it's more expensive. It wastes your time, and it also, it's just not fun. It's just not a fun time. It's stressful, all this kind of stuff. So the way I-25 works, yes, I do know there's a bag up there. The way I-25 works is you have, man, now we're really not hurting for speed potions. So you have your 2 lanes, or sorry, your 2 directions, 4 lanes each. And in the middle is a little 2-lane road. Oh, that was just rude. Someone once told me there's a hack that does that. Is that true? So you can like break people out of, oh, we're in the marketplace now. Oh, brilliant. Well, while we're here. Yeah, let's do that. All right, cool. So, do we want to sell this? What's a good price for it? Let's sell it for 20 fame. Sure, why not? Whatever. Hey, Nth Power, how's it going, buddy? I'm going to actually head out of here. Back to the character creation-y menu thing. Back to home. That's what I wanted. So, don't know why it boosted me into the marketplace, but whatever. So in the middle of it's like 4 lanes each way, and in the middle there's 2 lanes that are an HOV lane, right? And how that works is in the morning the HOV goes north to south, and then sometime throughout the day it changes in order to be the other direction. In order to mitigate the higher traffic, right? Because there's more people going north to south in the morning, and then more people going south to north in the evening when they're going home. And it used to be how the HOV, at least in Colorado, and I'm sure that a lot of people already know this. I'm sure a lot of people already know this. Oh, this is the. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know this is what this staff was. I just thought it was the T11 or whatever. Awesome, brilliant. That's cool. I like it. I always wondered what made this pattern. That's interesting. So for those of you who aren't in Colorado, or in case the law is different elsewhere, or maybe you're not in the United States, how the HOV works where I live is that if you pay a certain toll, in this case it's like $5 if you have their little toll box thingy, or if they have to use your license plate, then it's $7. It's like $6.95. It's like $4.65 and $6.95. So it's fairly expensive. Like, I'm not paying $6 one way to use your little thing, right? But if you have more than one person in your car, if you have 2 people in your car, then it's free and you can go. And the reason why they do that is to encourage people to carpool. If you have more people carpooling, that means there'll be less people out on the road, which means less congestion, less gas, and it's all sorts of good, right? So it's more green. That's why they do it, just to get more people to carpool together. On the way home the past few weeks or so, I've noticed on the little sign above the highway that says starting January 1st, 2017. So basically, starting next year, HOV will be free for 3+ instead of 2+. Now, I have a lot of issues with this, but I think I understand why they're doing it. I just don't understand with how they're doing it. And so, right now, I'm sure the majority of people using it probably pay. I think there's a lot of people who do it if they have 2+ in their car, right? Like, for instance, my father-in-law goes out of his way to meet one of his coworkers in the morning so that they can carpool together and use the HOV lane. Well, now that it's 3+, they won't be able to do that unless they find somebody else who will also meet with them. Then they have to pick up the third person, and it becomes much more of a hassle, right? If it just stays as 2+, then they'll probably still... Okay, let's get out of here. It's going to happen a lot this episode. I can feel it. If it stays as 2+, they'll probably still take the time to travel together. It's quite a bit faster taking the HOV lane than the normal one. And so it's worth it for them to take the time to meet up. Now, if there's 3 people, maybe not. Maybe if one of the 3 is running late, the other people are late to work and all that kind of stuff. And they don't want to pay the $6 each way in tolls. So that, it's not worth it. It's just not. And so there's a lot of things I find wrong with this. I think the reason why they're doing it is to force more people to carpool together. They think that if they make it so that 3+ is free, then they could cut out another third of the cars on I-25. And make no mistake, the biggest problem with I-25, other than there's accidents all the time, is that it is completely over-congested. It is not meant to hold the amount of people who are driving on I-25 currently. Way back when, it was like the 50s or the 60s or something. I don't remember the guy's name. My parents were telling me about this. But there was it was like the mayor or congressman. I don't. What's the word I'm looking for? Schwarzenegger is one. Now that completely skipped my mind. What's the? You know what I'm talking about though. He elected to reduce the lanes and keep I-25 smaller in order to make Colorado stay smaller. He didn't want to be a big city like New York or Detroit or Los Angeles or any of those. He wanted to kind of stay smaller. And the reason that the way he thought he would do that is to limit the infrastructure. Now, unfortunately, with all of the growth we have gotten, especially lately, that has really hurt everybody's travel time and all sorts of things, because in Colorado, there's no room to build more highways. We can't just expand onto it unless maybe we built something above that one. I don't even know. That'd be very expensive, I feel. But we don't have a good way to expand. And now what they've done is they've taken the people who actually do use the HOV lane for the purpose that they want it to be there for, to reduce the traffic by incentivizing carpooling, and they have gotten rid of most of those people's ability to carpool through the HOV lane. And so what this will do is it'll increase the congestion on I-25, because nobody wants, or not as many people probably want to seek out more people to carpool with, or maybe they don't have the or maybe they don't have the space in their car or whatever, and so they're just not going to do it, right? And I'm sure there's some people who already do 3+ and will continue to do it, right? I'm sure that there's some people who already do 3+, or they're willing to try and get another person in on the action so that they can do it for free or whatever. And in that case, maybe it'll work. But the amount of cars that they'll add to it versus the amount of people that will stop going, stop driving, sorry, one sec. Ooh. Oh, boo. Yeah, I understand the reason for wipes, but it still kind of sucks. But the amount of people who will stop them carpooling and they'll go back to just driving themselves, I can't imagine will outweigh the amount of people that will actually find like a third person or will start to pay or whatever. And I can only imagine 2 reasons why they would do this. Other than, oh, maybe it'll force more people to carpool together or whatever. And the first one is that, all right. And the first one is that it's expensive. And there's people who will gladly pay the $6 or $7 a day in order to skip out on the line. And so it's basically crapping on people who can't afford it, right? It's like, I don't care if you can't afford it, if you can't afford it, that sucks. Or if you're not willing to pay, then that sucks for you, Ooh, I meant to say wisdom, but whatever. They understand what I was trying to say. So if you have the money, then great, you're going to keep paying it. And you do see a lot of people in fancy cars who go down the toll by themselves. They're all driving their Mercedes or their Range Rover. That's the one. What other ones do you see? You see a lot of Audis and BMWs and the like, which is fine. That's what they're choosing to spend their money on. That doesn't mean that it's not, nicer for the more wealthy people who can actually afford to do that, And the other reason I can think of it is that maybe, they're trying to sell off the right to put tolls on I-25. And the reason I say that is because about 6 months to a year, it's got to be about a year ago. I think it happened right before it started snowing last year. So about a year ago, that was a big fail for me. Poopy and there we go. I can't do it that way. About a year ago, they actually sold off, and this is not a joke, this is something that happened. They actually sold off the rights. I think it's probably this guy. They sold off the rights to charge money for the tolls on 36. 36 is a smaller highway that goes to Boulder, and it needed some renovations. They didn't want to pay for the renovations, so they basically sold off the highway to a company in Australia. The problem is they didn't tell anybody about the deal until somebody leaked it when it was about to go through. Hey, Cookies, how's it going, man? It's me trying to type with my mic arm in the way. So, and that rose a big stink because it's like, you know, you're not informing the public of what you're doing, and it's kind of shady, and there was a lot of really bad stuff in there as well. Like, for instance, if they made any improvements to any roads that ran parallel to US 36, then they would have to pay a fee to the company who bought the tolls on that road. And the reason why is because, well, if they make improvements to the other roads, then people might take those instead and they'll lose profits. And that's really kind of counterproductive, isn't it? I mean, would you want to pay fees in order to improve your infrastructure? I thought that the reason that they did it is so that they could improve the infrastructure, right? So why sign something that says that, you know, you can't improve the infrastructure or else you'll have to pay us? That's stupid. And of course, they get to set all the prices. And it's like $1, which doesn't sound too bad, but I'm pretty sure it's like $1 per like exit. And so if you go like 5 exits, that's $5, which is not that great. It's not worth it unless you're going a long distance, but if you go a long distance, then oh, where's our friend? I don't see him in here. Oh, is he there? Oh, I didn't see that he was already there. Cool. You know, then it's expensive. So, I don't know. It's I don't know. It is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it now. Oh, and it's for 50 years. So, basically, screw you guys for the next 50 years. I'm pretty sure, and this may or may not be correct. It's something that I heard. But I did hear that the guy that signed that in from CDOT or whatever, right? Basically probably took a nice cash settlement for it and then retired like right afterwards. Which sounds like a very scummy thing to do if that actually did happen. I'm not sure if that's true or not. Like I said, it's something that that somebody told me, right? But who knows? Can I do it this way? All right, I'll make sure I invite him at least. Oh, cool. There he is. Awesome. Oh, hello. What happened there? Something exploded when I wasn't looking. So, yeah, I don't know. So, I'm not overly thrilled with our District of Transportation right now from what they did to us last year, and I can't imagine that, you know, they haven't become better in the past year, you know? And that probably sounds bad of me to say that, but I'm fairly cynical of the changes that they have made. So, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it'll end up being a good thing. For me, the way that I envision it is, all right, I drive an hour each way to get to work. Now it's going to be longer than that. And by the way, it's been up to 2.5, almost 3 hours before, just because of accidents and stuff, because people are stupid. By the way, if you're learning to drive, this is basically what you need to know about it. Imagine everybody else on the road doesn't know what they're doing, because that is probably accurate. And if you drive defensively and just imagine everyone around you doesn't know what you're doing, then you'll probably be fine, right? Especially in snow. Just pretend like everyone around you doesn't know what they're doing and drive cautiously, and you'll probably do fine, right? But there's always been a lot of accidents and that kind of stuff on I-25, and it really slows everything down. Do I have any spot for this? I guess we don't really need this. Cool. So, I don't know. That's been very frustrating. Something that's been on my mind for a little while. And the cynical part of me says that this is probably one of those, did it die? It did die. Okay. you know, maybe it's not a bad thing. I can't imagine how it would be a good thing. Maybe it will create less people on the roads, if that's what they're aiming for. I can't imagine anything that they could be aiming for other than to drive less people off of the, on less people off the road. Okay, let me rephrase this. I can't imagine any other scenario other than they want to have less people on I-25 and less congestion, or they just want more money. So those are the only two things I can think of. So right now, at least. But anyways, that happened to me twice. All right, well, I guess that's a good place for us to stop. Let's take a look at our rogue really quick while we're at it. Because I know people are asking about him. Let's drink the last attack potions that we needed. And left to max. We need 4. The reason I said we only needed 1 is because we had 3 in our vault already. And that's maxed. What do we need? 30 dex, 8 vit, 17 whiz. You mean 15 whiz? That's right. So we are getting close. We are getting close, my friends. But that is all I have got to say for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. And I will see you in the next episode.